Well, Gary Price is back with us today, and one of the many questions that he is asked is about gifting and how it impacts Medicaid. I guess eligibility is the good word, right?
Right.
So what do we mean by gifting, first of all?
Well, gifting is considered when you transfer an asset for less than fair market value. That's a gift. So if you transfer your home, it's worth $115,000. You transfer your home, that's a $115,000 gift. If you transfer your home to a son or daughter and you receive $15,000, they pay you $15,000 for that $115,000 home, that's a $100,000 gift. So when we talk about gifting in Medicaid, that's what we're talking about, the transferring of an asset for less than the fair market value. And it certainly does have an effect. Gifting has an effect on Medicaid. Under Medicaid law, if we've transferred an asset for less than fair market value within the last 5 years, then that could cause you to be ineligible for Medicaid benefits or certain Medicaid benefits for a certain period of time.
For what, for example, what, Gary? What might you be ineligible for?
Well, the big one is you may qualify and be approved for Medicaid, but Medicaid won't pay your nursing home bill for the period of that ineligibility. And that ineligibility period is always based upon the amount of gift you transferred. So like in our example, if you transferred that home, received $15,000 and transferred a $115,000 home, then the ineligibility period would be based upon that $100,000 improper transfer. So you'd be qualified for Medicaid, and that confuses people, but Medicaid won't pay the nursing home bill or the in-home care services during that penalty period of time.
And what determines the penalty period, Gary?
It's actually math, but what determines it is the amount you transferred improperly, the amount of the gift. If you gift $100,000 to someone, then the penalty period will be based upon that $100,000 gift. And basically, as I said, it's math. They transfer, or I'm sorry, they divide the amount of gift by a divisor, and that comes up with the number of months that you're going to be ineligible for benefits.
So it's their formula. They're determining this formula. And how does the person become aware that they are in this penalty box, if you will?
Well, we let them know because when we're going through the Medicaid application process, we're asking them, has there been any gifts made during this period of time? Now, gifting isn't all bad. I mean, we utilize gifting in our preparing for Medicaid, but it's planned gifting. And the plan also includes an understanding that there will be a transfer penalty and compensating for that as well. So that's part of the, we always talk about we can preserve assets, we can shelter assets during the Medicaid application process. Gifting is often a very big part of that. But again, it's a planned gift. It's just not gifting to be gifting. That's not the case.
Does it happen when people haven't come to see you, for example, and they're kind of out there thinking these things? Is that one of the myths that you have to address when you're dealing with people? Is that gifting is okay?
Well, yeah, because a lot of times, I mean, the number one mistake there is they get confused. They know that they can transfer $15,000 a year and not be required to pay a gift tax. So you can do $15,000 for any number of individuals and not pay a gift tax. Medicaid, though, so it's okay on the tax side, but on Medicaid, that's a transfer, an improper transfer. So they think gifting is okay because the tax law says it's okay, but not the case with Medicaid.
Well, you're dealing with two different entities here and for two different purposes.
We are.
But I can see why that would be out in the popular culture and that mistake. For people who are watching today and want to get your book and maybe sit down with you so they're ahead of the game, what's the best way to reach out to you? The
best way to get a copy of this book, we talk about gifting in the book, get a copy of the book, give my office a phone call at 812-479-8721. We'll send you a free copy.
Free copy, and you can see the image of the book there, and I have one on my desk, and it's loaded with good information, and I know there are always updates because things change, so that's one of the reasons to sit down with you.
That's true.
And get people started. So when should we start planning?
Now.
Now.
It's never too early. It's never too late.
And never too early and never too late, says Gary Price. Thanks. Always good to see you.
Thanks.
We'll be back right after this. Stick around.
This portion of Lifestyles is sponsored by Gary Price, elder law attorney.